Chapter 5 The Revolution of Merit 1. The Perfection of Wisdom, a Source of Great Merit. Sakra said, "Let us again consider two people. The one truly believes in the perfection of wisdom, trustingly confides in it, etc., since their guide will not fail. And when he has heard this exposition, he will resolve that he will never abandon this perfection of wisdom. Surely so greatly profitable, so great an advantage, so great a fruit, so great a reward, endowed with so great qualities, that he will guard and preserve it, because it is exceedingly hard to get. And he himself would honor, worship, and adore it. The other person would first venerate it, and then give a copy of it to another son or daughter of a good family, who, desirous of it and eager, asks for it. Which one of these two persons begets the greater merit? The one who intends to give it away, or the one who does not?" The Lord said, "I will question you on this point, and you may answer to the best of your abilities. If one person by himself were to honor the relics of the Tathagata after his parinirvana, minister to them and preserve them, and if another person were not only himself to honor the relics of the Tathagata, minister to them and revere them, but in addition reveal them to others, give them away, and share them, in the hope that the worship of the relics would become widespread, from pity for beings, then which one of these two persons would beget the greater merit? The one who, while worshipping them himself, reveals, gives, and shares with others, or the one who, by himself, singly worships them?" Sakra said, "The one who shares with others." The Lord said, "So it is, Kausika. The person who would give this perfection of wisdom to others, who helps others, who intends to give it away, he would, on the strength of that, beget the greater merit. If in addition he would go to where there are other persons who have become fit vessels for this perfection of wisdom, and would share it with them, then he would beget still more merit. Moreover, Kausika, great would be the merit of someone who would instigate all beings in Jambudvipa to observe the 10 ways of wholesome action, and would establish them in them." Sakra said, "Great it would be." The Lord said, "Greater would be the merit of someone who would make a copy of this perfection of wisdom, would believe in it and have faith in it, faith serene and firm, who would raise his thought to enlightenment, and with earnest intention would give this perfection of wisdom to another bodhisattva who had raised his thought to enlightenment, would first of all perfect himself by tireless writing and reciting. Then, after much zealous labor, he would persuade the other bodhisattva, explain this perfection of wisdom to him, instigate to it, fill with enthusiasm for it, make him rejoice in it, would, by his words, lead him to it, educate him in it, illuminate its benefits to him, cleanse his thought, and remove his doubts, and who would address him as follows: 'Come here, son of a good family. Do train yourself in just this path of the bodhisattvas, for as a result of this training, this coursing, this struggling, you will surely quickly awake to full enlightenment. After that, you will educate an infinite number of beings in the complete extinction of the substratum of rebirth, in other words, in the revelation of the reality limit. Because he intends to give away, therefore his merit is the greater. And this is true, even if it is compared with the merit of someone who establishes in the observation of the 10 wholesome ways of acting all the beings in world systems of any size, even in all the world systems that there are, numerous as the sands of the Ganges River. Or, if it is compared with that of someone who would establish others in the 4 trances, the 4 unlimited, the 4 formless attainments, the 5 super knowledges in any number of world systems. In each case, a person who would not only write this perfection of wisdom and recite it by himself, but would write it for others and give it away to them, would easily beget the greater merit. Moreover, Kausika, someone would also beget a greater merit if they were conversant with the meaning when reciting this perfection of wisdom, and, having written it for others, would give it away, expound, and light it up, both the meaning and the letter. 2. The counterfeit perfection of wisdom. Sakra said, "Can one then expound this perfection of wisdom?" The Lord said, "Yes, one should expound it to someone who does not understand it. For in the future a counterfeit of the perfection of wisdom will arise. When he hears it, a person who does not understand should beware of making obeisance to it, if he wants to win full enlightenment." Sakra asked, "How should he recognize in the future if and when the counterfeit perfection of wisdom is expounded?" The Lord said, "In the future there will be some monks whose bodies are undeveloped, whose moral conduct, thought, and wisdom are undeveloped, who are stupid, dumb like sheep without wisdom. When they announce that they will expound the perfection of wisdom, they will actually expound its counterfeit. They will expound the counterfeit perfection of wisdom by teaching that the impermanence of form, etc., is to be interpreted as the destruction of form, etc. To strive for that insight, that, according to them, will be the coursing in the perfection of wisdom. But, on the contrary, one should not view the impermanence of form, etc., as the destruction of form, etc., for to view things in that way means to course in the counterfeit perfection of wisdom. For that reason, Kausika, should one expound the meaning of the perfection of wisdom. By expounding it, one would beget the greater merit. 3. The perfection of wisdom, greater than any other spiritual gift. And that merit would be greater than if one were to establish beings in any number of world systems in the fruit of a stream winner. And that holds good also of the fruit of a once-returner, of a never-returner, and of an arhat. For it is the perfection of wisdom which brings about the fruit of a once-returner, of a never-returner, and of an arhat. And the bodhisattva will increase his endurance by the reflection that, by training himself in the perfection of wisdom, he will, by and by, become one who obtains the dharmas which constitute a Buddha, and will get near to full enlightenment. For he knows that by training himself in this training, coursing in it, struggling in it, he will bring forth all the fruits of the holy life, from that of stream winner to Buddhahood. The merit of the person who shares the perfection of wisdom will also be greater than that of one who establishes in Pratyeka Buddhahood any number of beings in any number of world systems. Moreover, Kausika, if someone were to raise to full enlightenment the hearts of as many beings as there are in Jambudvipa, and if someone else were not only to raise their hearts to full enlightenment, but would also in addition give them a copy of this perfection of wisdom, or if he were to present a copy of this perfection of wisdom to an irreversible bodhisattva, in the hope that he will let himself be trained in it, make endeavors about it, develop it, and as a result of the growth, increase, and abundance of the perfection of wisdom, fulfill the Buddha Dharmas, then, compared with that former person, he will beget the greater merit. For certainly he will, once he has awoken to full enlightenment, end the sufferings of beings. And his merit will be greater, even if the other person raises to full enlightenment the hearts of any number of beings in any number of world systems. Or, let us again compare two persons. The first would present a copy of this perfection of wisdom to any number of beings in any number of world systems who have become irreversible from full enlightenment, who have definitely set out for it. The second would, in addition, expound it to them, according to the meaning and according to the letter. Would he not, on the strength of that, beget much merit? Sakra said, "His merit would indeed be great. One could not easily even calculate that heap of merit, or count it, or find anything that is similar to, that it resembles, or that it can be compared with." The Lord said, "Still greater would be the merit of someone who in addition would instruct and admonish in this perfection of wisdom those irreversible bodhisattvas who want more quickly to win full enlightenment. And further, still another bodhisattva would arise who would say that he would win full enlightenment more quickly than they. If someone would instruct and admonish in the perfection of wisdom that bodhisattva of quicker understanding, he would beget a still greater merit. Sakra said, to the extent that a bodhisattva comes nearer to full enlightenment, to that extent he should be instructed and admonished in the perfection of wisdom, for that brings him nearer and nearer to suchness. When he comes nearer to suchness, he confers many fruits and advantages on those who have done him services, that is, on those through whom he enjoys his robes, alms bowl, lodging, and medicinal appliances for sickness. His merit now becomes still greater, in consequence of the fact that he comes nearer to full enlightenment. Subhuti said, well said, Kausika. You fortify those who belong to the bodhisattva vehicle. Help them. Stand by them. Even so should you act. A holy disciple who wants to give help to all beings, he fortifies the bodhisattvas in their attitude to full enlightenment, helps them, stands by them. It is so that one should act. For begotten from the perfection of wisdom is the full enlightenment of the bodhisattvas. Because if the bodhisattvas would not produce the thought of enlightenment, they would not train themselves in full enlightenment, nor in the 6 perfections, and in consequence they would not awaken to full enlightenment. But because the bodhisattvas train themselves in the bodhisattva training, in these 6 perfections, therefore do they produce this thought of enlightenment. Therefore do they awake to full enlightenment.